Hi, everyone. Welcome back to English Podcast for Life. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. Hey, everyone. We're so happy you could join us today.
Today, we have a fun topic that I think everyone can relate to, daily habits.
Oh, yes. Habits are a big part of our lives. Some are good, some not so good.
Exactly. And the great thing is, we can always change our habits little by little.
That's true. So before we dive in, Emma, let's tell our listeners a little secret about our own daily routines.
Oh, do we have to? Okay, fine. I usually start my day around 6:30 in the morning. First thing I do is drink a glass of water.
Good start. Hydration is important.
Yes, and then I like to do a short meditation for about 10 minutes. It helps me feel calm and ready for the day.
Nice. Meditation is a good habit. For me, I'm not always that disciplined. I usually wake up around 7, check my phone, and then I have coffee. Lots of coffee.
Sounds familiar.
And after that, I usually make a simple breakfast. Then I take a quick walk if I have time. It wakes me up more than coffee sometimes.
I think our listeners can see already that habits are personal. Everyone has their own rhythm.
Absolutely. And that's what makes today's episode fun. We're going to talk about different daily habits, morning habits, workday habits, evening habits, and even weekend habits.
Yes, and along the way, we'll point out some useful phrases and vocabulary for talking about routines in English.
For example, phrases like I usually, I like to, I make it a habit to, all very useful in everyday conversation.
Exactly. And don't worry if you don't understand everything at first. Listening and repeating is the key.
So true. Now, Emma, can I ask you something? Why do you think daily habits are so important?
Good question. I think habits shape our lives. Small actions we do every day can make a big difference over time. For example, if you read for just 10 minutes every day, over a year, that's a lot of knowledge.
That's a good point. And habits don't have to be perfect. Even trying to do small positive things consistently is enough.
Absolutely. And habits also give our day structure. They help us know what to do, when to do it, and make life feel a little easier.
I like that. So today, we'll talk about habits in a way that's easy to follow and also fun.
Yes, and later we'll give some tips on how to build better habits and stick to them.
So if you've ever wanted to wake up earlier, eat healthier, or exercise more, this episode is for you.
Exactly. And don't worry, we're not going to make this sound like a lecture. We'll just chat, share stories, and give you English phrases along the way.
Okay, Emma. I think it's time to start with morning habits. That's when most of our routines start.
Yes, let's dive into morning routines.
Mornings. Some people love them, some not so much.
That's true. I actually enjoy mornings, but I know many people struggle to get out of bed.
Guilty as charged. Sometimes I hit the snooze button. Too many times.
So Jack, let's start with the basics. What do you usually do right after you wake up?
Well, first I check my phone. I know it's not the best habit, but it's what I do. Then I drink coffee. That's my real wake-up moment.
Okay, so checking your phone first thing isn't always recommended. Experts say it's better to start your day slowly.
True, but habits are hard to break.
Exactly. One thing I do every morning is drink water. I make it a habit to drink a glass of water before anything else.
That's a good habit. Simple, but it wakes up your body.
Yes, and then I do a short meditation or some stretching. Just 5 to 10 minutes, but it really helps me focus.
Maybe I should try that instead of staring at my phone.
Yes, small changes can make a big difference. Another morning habit is making your bed. It sounds simple, but it gives you a sense of accomplishment first thing in the morning.
That's true. I sometimes skip it, and then the room feels messy all day.
I think most people can relate.
Emma, I'm curious. What's your favorite morning habit? The one you can't skip?
Definitely. Reading or journaling for 10 minutes. I write down what I'm grateful for or my goals for the day. It sets a positive tone.
Oh, journaling. That's a good idea. I usually just think about my day, but writing it down might help me remember my goals.
Yes, and it doesn't have to take long. Even 5 minutes can help.
So, for our listeners, morning habits can include waking up at a consistent time, drinking water, stretching, meditating, journaling, making your bed, and maybe coffee.
Of course, coffee is allowed.
Now, let's talk about something many people struggle with: breakfast. Some skip it, some eat a lot. What do you usually have, Emma?
I usually eat something light, like yogurt with fruit or oatmeal, something healthy to start the day.
I'm more of a toast and eggs person, sometimes with avocado if I'm feeling fancy.
That sounds good. Breakfast is important, not only for energy, but also to set healthy eating habits.
Right. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Even a banana or a smoothie counts.
Absolutely. Another habit I like is listening to something inspiring while I get ready, like a podcast or soft music. It helps me start the day positively.
That's a great idea. Sometimes I play the news, but maybe something positive is better.
Yes, exactly. So let's summarize some common morning habits for English learners. Wake up at the same time every day. Drink water first. Do light exercise, stretching, or meditation. Make your bed. Eat a healthy breakfast. Listen to something inspiring. Journal or plan your day.
And remember, you don't need to do everything at once. Pick one habit and try to stick to it for a few weeks. Then add another.
Yes, small steps are the key. Even small habits can lead to big changes over time.
Emma, I have a question for our listeners. What's one morning habit you already have and one you'd like to add?
That's right. Try saying it out loud in English. For example, I usually drink coffee in the morning, but I want to start meditating.
That's a perfect sentence. You can also say, I make it a habit too. Like, I make it a habit to read for 10 minutes every morning.
Exactly. Using these phrases helps you describe your routine clearly.
So, listeners, think about your morning habits and see if there's one small change you can try tomorrow. Even waking up 10 minutes earlier counts.
Yes, and the key is consistency. Doing it once is not enough. Doing it every day is what makes it a habit.
All right, I think that's a good place to pause. After a short break, we'll talk about workday habits, what we do during the day to stay productive, healthy, and happy.
Yes, stay with us because we'll share more phrases, tips, and real-life stories about daily routines. Welcome back, everyone. Now that we've covered morning habits, let's talk about workday habits.
Ah, yes, the long hours of work, emails, meetings, and trying to stay productive without losing our minds.
Exactly. Workday habits are important because they help us focus, stay healthy, and not feel too stressed.
So, Emma, let's start with a simple question. What's the first thing you usually do when you start work?
I usually plan my day. I make a to-do list and prioritize the most important tasks. That way, I don't feel overwhelmed.
Good habit. For me, I check my emails first, but then I quickly write down my priorities. Sometimes emails can distract you too much if you let them.
That's very true. Prioritizing your work helps you focus on what really matters.
Another habit I try to follow is taking short breaks every hour. I call it the mini break. Stretching or just walking around for 5 minutes really helps me feel refreshed.
Yes, breaks are essential. Many people think they need to work non-stop, but studies show that short breaks actually improve productivity.
Emma, I'm curious. What about snacks during the workday? Do you have a healthy habit there?
Yes, I like to eat fruit or nuts instead of candy. It gives me energy without the sugar crash.
Good tip. I sometimes grab chips, not the best habit.
Well, habits take time to change.
True. Another important workday habit is staying hydrated. I keep a water bottle on my desk and make it a habit to sip water throughout the day.
Exactly. And don't forget to move a little. Sitting for long hours can be bad for your health. Simple stretches or a short walk can help a lot.
Now, let's talk about mental habits. For example, I try to focus on one task at a time, Multitasking sounds productive, but it often reduces efficiency.
I do the same. I like to block time for specific tasks. For instance, 1 hour for writing emails, another hour for meetings, and so on.
Another good habit is ending your workday with a short reflection. I spend 5 minutes reviewing what I accomplished and what I'll do tomorrow.
That's great. It helps separate work from personal life, which is important for balance.
Emma, let's share some phrases our listeners can use to talk about workday habits in English.
Yes, here are a few. I usually start my day by checking my emails. I make it a habit to take a short walk every hour. I try to focus on one task at a time. I like to plan my work before I start.
Very useful. And don't forget, you can also use I avoid to talk about habits you want to skip. For example, I avoid checking social media during work hours.
Great point, Jack. That's a very practical phrase.
Now, let's talk about some real-life examples. Emma, sometimes I have meetings back to back. How do you handle busy days?
On busy days, I make sure to take a deep breath between meetings. I also remind myself to drink water and not skip meals. These small habits keep me sane.
That's smart. I've learned the hard way that skipping lunch can make me grumpy.
I think many people can relate.
Another habit is keeping a tidy workspace. It might sound small, but it really affects productivity. When your desk is organized, it's easier to focus.
Absolutely. And one more tip, celebrate small wins. Even finishing a small task can be motivating.
That's a good one. Sometimes we focus too much on big goals and forget to acknowledge the little achievements.
So, for our listeners, let's summarize some key workday habits. Plan your day and prioritize tasks. Take short breaks every hour. Eat healthy snacks and drink water. Focus on one task at a time. Keep a tidy workspace. Reflect on your day and plan tomorrow. Celebrate small wins.
And don't forget, it's okay if you don't follow everything perfectly. Habits are about consistency, not perfection.
Yes, small improvements every day are better than trying to change everything at once.
Emma, I have a question for our listeners. Can you describe one of your workday habits in English? For example, I make it a habit to take a 5-minute walk every hour.
Yes, or you can say, I try to plan my work before I start. Practice these phrases out loud. It helps with speaking and listening skills.
Great advice. After a short break, we'll talk about evening habits, like how to relax, stay healthy, and prepare for tomorrow.
Yes, evening routines are just as important as morning and workday habits. Welcome back, everyone. So far, we've talked about morning habits and workday habits. Now it's time to discuss evening habits.
Ah, evenings, the time to relax, recharge, and maybe reflect on the day, or sometimes just scroll endlessly on your phone.
That's true. But having intentional evening habits can help us sleep better and wake up ready for tomorrow.
So, Emma, what's the first thing you usually do when your workday ends?
I try to disconnect from work first. I make it a habit to turn off my work emails and notifications. That way, I can focus on my personal time.
That's a good habit. I used to check my emails until late, and then I couldn't sleep.
Yes, evening habits have a big effect on sleep quality. For example, avoiding screens an hour before bed can help.
Oh, I need to try that. So, what else do you do in the evening?
I usually cook a healthy dinner and enjoy it slowly, without rushing. Eating mindfully is a nice habit.
I like that. I often eat while watching TV. Not the best habit, I admit.
That's okay. The key is to notice what you do and try small improvements.
What about relaxation? Do you have an evening routine for that?
Yes, I usually read a book, listen to calm music, or do some light stretching. It helps me unwind and prepare for sleep.
I sometimes play video games to relax, but I've noticed it keeps me awake if I play too late.
That happens to a lot of people. That's why having a consistent evening habit is helpful. Your body learns when it's time to wind down.
Speaking of consistency, I've been trying to write a short journal entry before bed, just a few sentences about my day.
That's a wonderful habit. Journaling in the evening helps you reflect, release stress, and even practice English.
Yes, for English learners, it's a double benefit, improving language skills and building a positive habit.
Another evening habit I like is preparing for the next day. For example, I set out my clothes, pack my bag, and make a small to-do list. It makes the morning easier.
That's smart. I sometimes forget things in the morning because I didn't prepare the night before.
Exactly. Evening habits help reduce stress for tomorrow.
Emma, let's talk about bedtime habits. What time do you usually go to bed?
I try to go to bed around 10:30 p.m. I make it a habit to sleep at a consistent time, even on weekends if I can.
I should do that too. I usually stay up too late watching TV or scrolling social media.
Many of us do. A consistent bedtime improves sleep quality and overall health.
So, to summarize some key evening habits, disconnect from work and notifications. Eat dinner mindfully. Relax with reading, music, or stretching. Write a short journal entry or reflect on your day. Prepare for the next day. Go to bed at a consistent time.
Yes, and remember, it's okay to start small. Even just picking one evening habit to follow consistently is a great start.
Emma, what's your favorite evening habit? The one that makes the biggest difference for you?
Definitely, journaling. It helps me process my day, express gratitude, and practice English at the same time.
That's inspiring. I think I'll try that tonight.
You should. And listeners, try saying this in English. I make it a habit to write in my journal every evening.
Or, I try to disconnect from work at least 1 hour before bed. Practice saying these sentences out loud.
Yes, it helps you remember the phrases and use them naturally in conversation.
Next, we'll talk about weekend habits and self-care. These habits are a little different from weekday habits, but they are equally important.
Yes, weekends are a time to relax, recharge, and also enjoy activities that make us happy. Now we're moving on to weekend and self-care habits.
Weekends. Time to relax, have fun, and maybe catch up on things we couldn't do during the week.
Exactly. Weekends are different from weekdays because we have more freedom, but it's still important to have some habits that keep us healthy and happy.
So, Emma, what's one of your favorite weekend habits?
I like to go for a walk in the morning, maybe in a park or near the river. It helps me feel active and enjoy nature.
Nice. I sometimes go jogging or ride my bike. Exercise is a great weekend habit, especially if you sit a lot during the week.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be intense. Even a 20-30-minute walk counts.
Another weekend habit I enjoy is cooking something new. I like trying new recipes or baking.
That's fun. Cooking can be relaxing and also a creative activity. I often cook meals in advance for the week too.
Oh, meal prep. That's practical. It makes weekdays easier and saves time.
Yes, and weekends are also a good time to connect with family and friends. Social habits are important for mental health.
Agreed. I try to call or meet friends or spend time with my family. Even a simple coffee together is nice.
Another important habit is self-care. This can include relaxing baths, reading, listening to music, or even doing a hobby you enjoy.
Hobbies are great for the mind. I like painting sometimes, and it helps me feel calm and creative.
And don't forget learning. Weekends are a good time to study, practice English, or learn a new skill. But it's important to balance learning with rest.
That's right. Self-care isn't just relaxing. It's also doing things that make you better, happier, and healthier.
For English learners, describing weekend habits is a good way to practice new phrases. For example, I usually go for a walk in the park on weekends.
Or, I like to cook something new on Saturdays.
Yes, and here are some more useful phrases for weekend habits. I usually spend my weekends reading or relaxing. I make it a habit to exercise at least once during the weekend. I like to meet friends for coffee. I try to I try to learn something new every weekend.
Great. Now let's talk about balance. Weekends are for rest, but also for personal growth. Even small habits like planning your week or reviewing goals can be very useful.
Yes, for example, I spend a little time on Sunday evening reflecting on the week. What went well, what I want to improve, and setting goals for the coming week.
That's a good habit. I sometimes do the same. Even 5 minutes of reflection can make a big difference.
And remember, weekends are not only for productivity. Rest, fun, and enjoyment are also important habits.
Right. Whether it's a hobby, a walk, time with friends, or just watching a movie, it all counts as self-care.
Let's summarize some key weekend and self-care habits. Go for a walk or exercise. Try cooking or a creative activity. Spend time with family and friends. Practice a hobby or learn something new. Reflect on your week and rest and relax.
And small habits make a big difference. Even spending just 30 minutes on a hobby or a walk can improve your mood and health.
Yes, and English learners can practice talking about their weekends using phrases like, I usually spend my weekends. I make it a habit to. I like to.
So listeners, think about your weekend habits. What do you already do? And what new habit would you like to add? Say it in English and practice these phrases.
Exactly. That's all for today, friends. Remember, small daily habits, morning, workday, evening, or weekend, can really make a difference over time.
Absolutely. Even one simple habit done consistently can improve your day, your health, and your English.
Yes, try talking about your own habits in English. Use phrases like, I usually, I make it a habit to, or I like to.
And don't forget to enjoy the process. Building habits is about small steps, not perfection.
Thanks so much for listening to English Podcast for Life. We hope you enjoyed today's chat and got some useful ideas for your own daily routines.
See you next time, everyone. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and have fun with your habits.